We did it! We're finally here! The final, and I mean final episode / part of the Godzilla Rewatch. What's going on YouTube? Sean here, and welcome to episode / day number 34 of the Godzilla Rewatch. And in today's video, we're going to finally be talking about Godzilla the Planet Eater, the third and final part of the Godzilla anime trilogy. It's finally here. I can talk about it. Now, for those of you who've been following my channel for a while, you know I don't like this movie. I straight up, this is the first time I've left a Godzilla film, like just flat out going, even as a young kid, Godzilla 98, it's not very good. But even as, like nowadays, like I don't just go out and just say, wow, that just flat out just sucked. I try and find love in every Godzilla movie. I want to love every Godzilla movie. But sometimes you just see a film and you just don't like it. I posted a video, like when I saw this thing, I was like, okay, let's see how this trilogy ends. Let's just get it over with. I wasn't like super high on the previous two films. Then we finally go into this one, and my initial reaction when I first saw it, it's been a few months, so I don't hate this one quite as much as I did when I first saw it, but I still think it sucks. Because I'm like going into it like, wow, that's it? Like my initial reaction was like, you could just see the disappointment and sadness, the look in my eyes. It was just a pure amount of like, that just sucked. It's like, why? This is it? This is the best they can do? What the fuck? That's kind of how I was with this anime trilogy as a whole. Like, after all that, this is what we got. Good God Almighty! What a crappy movie. Even rewatching it now, I'm just like, this is just. I'm not excited by this. I'm not thrilled. I'm not engaged. I'm not wondering what's going to happen next. I'm just not invested in this thing at all. So, the final part of the anime trilogy, they set up the events of the last ones right after the destruction of Mechagodzilla City. The Bilisado and that are pretty much done. They want Haru to just face repercussions for his decisions. Basically, we also find out the X-Thief's true plan is to have people base their faith in Ghidorah and die, and it's just so dumb. Ghidorah, oh my god, what a bastardized, complete bastardization of this character. This is the worst King Ghidorah I've ever seen. It's not Ghidorah. Like, it doesn't share the trademarks. He doesn't even have his gravity beams at all. It's just kind of just him, he's just like these three long serpentine, never-ending heads like fucking Snake Way coming through the clouds. Godzilla can't even fight this thing. Doesn't even meet his true end, because we find out from the X-Thief, like, oh, Ghidorah's not really dead. So what was the point? This is supposed to be the end of this all. You're supposed to wrap up this trilogy, and you have these weird endings that leave it open for potential more movies, which I don't really hope they make. We follow Haruo. His journey comes to an anticlimactic end where he basically... I mean, some people may like his journey. I think I've seen some people feel kind of positive about it. But as Godzilla goes, boy, was this a disappointment. Ghidorah comes in from this other dimension, starts to fight him. It's super cheap, too. It's like Ghidorah can lay damage to Godzilla, but Godzilla can't attack him because he's like not really in this reality, yet he can affect this reality. But nobody can affect him from his reality. It's such a cheap thing. It's like when people fight ghosts or spirits in movies. It's like you try and attack them, but they can attack you. I'm like, it's so fucking cheap. I hate that in movies so much. I'd rather have it to where they're just ridiculously OP, where you stand no chance against them. Like, you can actually like attack them, but like you struggle to it. You got to find their weak point to really attack them. But like, you can't inflict damage on them, but they can inflict damage on you. That's so fucking cheap. I hate that in video games. I hate that in movies. It's always something it's like, oh no, you can't really do anything. So what's the point then? Why am I even watching this if there's no real, like, you can't really stand a chance against them? It's not. At least in the, like, other Godzilla films. Godzilla's indestructible, like, tanks in there are pretty much useless against him, but at least you can hit him. At least you can inflict some damage or some vulnerability. With Ghidorah, it's practically none. Because he's X-Thief is, or Metphies or whatever is possessing him to do all this shit. Can't really do it. Haruo... this character. I don't like any of the characters in this movie. I really, really don't. I don't care about Metphies. I don't care about the Bilisado or whatever their names are. I just don't care. It's another one. It drags. Haru. The only thing that kind of like caught me off guard though is like the Miana or whatever. Haru. He gets over Yuko's death. It seems pretty quickly. Like, Yuko, okay, so Yuko, why not just have her just be dead? Like, they set it up to where she's just kind of like in this comatose state with this, the nanometal keeping her body alive. You'd think they'd do something with that. No, she just lays there like this the entire movie, and Haruo is just like, oh, I better sacrifice myself to stop Godzilla and kind of end this war, I guess, altogether, for whatever reason. And then we get this weird ritual at the end of the movie where I guess people are praying towards Haruo. I don't know. I just don't know anymore, people. Haruo in this movie, though, he, right after Yuko's death, the Miana, or the two twin girls, they really want to have sex with him. So immediately, they're just completely enraptured by him. It's like, oh, we want to make life. We want to continue. So then immediately they start getting it on with him. Miana and Maina or whatever, they immediately try to get it on with him. And it just caught me completely off guard. I'm like, whoa, this isn't the hentai I'm used to. Oh, God, I just said that out loud. But, yeah, I wasn't expecting that in this Godzilla film. But, yeah, the focus is, once again, Godzilla, it's the same thing as before. Just stands there the whole movie until this form of Ghidorah shows up. And this form of Ghidorah, the CGI looks awful. It's a terrible design. He doesn't have the wings. You hear this theme. It's not Ghidorah. It's so far removed from what King Ghidorah is. I know people complain about the GMK Ghidorah being like, oh, it's not what Ghidorah is. He's not true, like, he's never a good guy. But at least that's Ghidorah. You can see that he's got the wings. He's got the characteristics. They did a cool, unique take on it. This thing is so far removed from what Ghidorah is, this other dimensional being or whatever. It's not Ghidorah. It's so far removed. You have the three heads, but that's about it. You don't really see much of his wingspan. He's kind of like this. It's like these three long, never-ending heads, like Snake Way from Dragon Ball, attached to a giant ball sack in the sky. I don't even fucking know. It just keeps going and going. Godzilla can't really attack it until they stop Met Fees or whatever. Even when Godzilla finally starts to like lay damage to this thing, the fight between Godzilla and Ghidorah is the worst fight in the Godzilla franchise. Say what you like. This is worse officially than Godzilla versus the giant condor and Godzilla versus the sea monster. Because at least they're fighting, at least they're attacking, at least there's something there. I can connect with that movie. I can't connect for shit with this thing. I can't connect with the characters. This shouldn't have been Godzilla. If this was its own unique thing, I still wouldn't like it. But like as a Godzilla thing, it's bad. I'd rather watch Godzilla 98 than this thing, because at least that's something. At least it's a monster doing stuff. This is just, man, I don't know what they were thinking. It's not fulfilling. It's not a fulfilling journey. Then once Ghidorah is kind of like taken away, Medfeast dies, and I guess the people procreate with the whatever the names are. See what I mean? I can't even remember their names, and I just watched this whole trilogy back to back to back. That's just how forgettable it is, because there's so much padding. There's so much exposition. It drags on and on. It's another 90 minutes, and I'm just sitting here like, fuck, I've been watching this trilogy for what, 3, 4, almost 5 hours now. It just takes forever to get through, and it's such a drag. It's such a bore. It's nothing really exciting happens to the last 10 minutes of the movie. But even then, like, this battle between Godzilla and Ghidorah just sucks. It's a terrible take on Ghidorah. It shouldn't even be called Ghidorah. It's so far removed from what Ghidorah should be. It's a slap in the face. It really is. Godzilla has no personality. The planet itself, all these concepts that I was so excited to see what they do is just nothing. I was excited to see this battle between Godzilla and Ghidorah. Nothing. It's all about Haruo and humanity, and there's so much like, oh, what is a god to this? This is what a god is. This is what you are. I'm like, just shut up already. Shut the fuck up. Oh my god. Ghidorah finally, Ghidorah's not even in this reality. He finally, becomes affected by Earth's physics, and then Godzilla defeats him, but he doesn't really kill him. They're like, oh, as long as you're alive, Haruo, Ghidorah will still be watching. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, what was the point of Godzilla even destroying him then? This is supposed to be the end of a trilogy. Have Godzilla annihilate his ass. I was, waiting for him. God, just do something. But no. It's... Godzilla, even at the end of the movie, Godzilla's just forgotten about. He's an afterthought in all these movies. He truly is. This is a Godzilla movie. No matter what Godzilla movie that came before this, I know Godzilla can be a secondary character, it feels like, in some of his own movies, but there's at least a focus on him. At least he feels even when this movie ends, it's just no. It's like they completely forget about him. It's like Godzilla annihilates Haruo, which was satisfying to see. Finally, this thing's over with. And he takes Yuko with them, And he's just like, he does, his reasoning behind it, like, I guess makes sense in the context of the movie, because one of the soldiers, Dr. Martin, he's like, hey, I got the last remaining vulture thing that we got working here, and we found a way to utilize the nanometal that was remnants that was left in Yuko's body, and we can finally rebuild civilization. And then Haruo just starts thinking, he starts hearing Matthew's voice within his head, and he's just like, this will lead to Ghidorah's eventual return to the reality. And it's like, okay, if Ghidorah shows up, Godzilla will wipe him out. But then again, you can't really do that. I don't know, it just makes no sense. So he's just like, okay, I guess we'll just... Ghidorah doesn't even show up in the reality. That's such bullshit, too. Like, he finally becomes affected by Earth's physics, he flees away. It's like, have Godzilla just kill him. Have Godzilla completely annihilate King Ghidorah. Have King Ghidorah's entire form show up. But no, I guess we just can't have that. We can't have anything exciting happen in this climax. So there's so much nonsense and exposition within this movie. So yeah, anyway, so Haruo's just like, okay, Miana or Maina or Miana or whatever the hell her name is, the girl he banged, he's just like, once again, this is just like going to be a never-ending battle. He's just like, I'm like the last person who had pure hatred towards Godzilla within this world. Let me just finish it all off. Let me just end it so nobody else can endure this never-ending battle cycle with Godzilla. So he takes Yuko with him. He goes off into this vulture ship. He pisses Godzilla off, and then he just flies right into him, destroying the last of the nanometal, destroying himself for the good of the people, which I guess for some people would say is fulfilling. I'm just like, well, you know what? I'm kind of glad he's gone. It makes sense in the context of the movie why he did that, but I'm just like, it's just not a satisfying ending at all. And then that's pretty much that. We had this weird anime, like, montage where it's kind of like nobody's moving. They're kind of like still images going, ah, ooh, ah. It's like really hokey with this crappy music playing. And then we get this post-credit scene, which is like these baby twins. I guess they're Haruo's kids or whatever, or children. I don't know. There's some weird religious ritual. It kind of looks like something out of The Wicker Man, where they're basically all honoring Haruo, and I guess they're praying towards him or whatever. It doesn't make much sense. Godzilla's not even in the post-credit sequence. And, yeah, that basically is it for this movie. That's it for this anime trilogy. I don't know what they would do after this fact with this. I'm glad it's over with. This anime trilogy, I watched it earlier this past year. Extremely disappointed in what I was watching. And I just sat there. I'm like, that just sucked. You could see it. Like the heartbreak was in my eyes when I did that video. And yeah, I've kind of gotten over it by now, but I'm just like, no, I expect better from Godzilla. What was Godzilla in this movie? What was he? What was he really? What was his purpose in this? What makes him stand out from the rest of Earth? Nothing. He's not even really that. He's just bigger. Ghidorah, it just doesn't feel like Ghidorah. It doesn't feel like Godzilla. Personality's not there. The human element's boring. The whole movie's boring. It truly is just a boring movie, a boring trilogy, a complete, huge letdown of a series. I mean, come on. This is the best we can do? I was so excited to see how Godzilla would be implemented in anime form, and after watching the first part being, disappointed in it, well, I was like, oh, that's not too bad. Yeah, I like this. Poor me, just thinking back on it, but God, did this suck. It's just like we could have done so much with this concept. I feel like these people didn't even care about Godzilla. It's like that. I feel like it's not there. Like what Godzilla was. I don't know what Godzilla is supposed to represent anymore at this point. Like normally I do, or maybe they explain it. I'm just so uninterested. I can't really think about it. But Godzilla's just this. He's just this lumbering thing. He's not. It's not in his character anymore. I just don't know anymore. I was so let down by this trilogy. I don't really want to watch it anymore. I just struggle like, oh shit, I gotta watch the anime trilogy. When I was doing this rewatch, I was dreading this. Because I just don't care. But, yeah. So, anyways. So at the time I'm posting this video, it's Thursday, it's May 30th, which, at the time of recording, I have a few days beforehand, obviously. But, the good news is, at the time of this upload, I'm uploading this at like 12 o'clock on Thursday, Eastern Time, which means only like 4 hours at the time from when I'm uploading this is when, I'll be sitting in the theater, and I'll be watching a real Godzilla movie, a film that respects the lore, a lot of love, admiration, a director that cares about the franchise. Michael Dougherty's Godzilla King of the Monsters, which is going to be this third film in the MonsterVerse. It's going to set up Godzilla vs. Kong. I'm so excited to see how this turns out. I don't know everything. A lot of people kind of spoiled the movie already, which, spoilers are a choice. I understand that. I could have just muted online altogether, but I couldn't help myself, so I know a lot going into the movie. I even know the post-credit sequence, which I won't give you away here, which I'm kind of disappointed in myself for looking it on. But I did that myself. I'm just like, at this point, I'm like, fuck it. I know so much already. I might as well just watch it. But, yeah. But you know what? I'm still excited for this movie. I'm very curious to see how this thing sets up Godzilla vs. Kong, because even after watching that scene, I'm not really sure like what direction they're going to go in. I have a few ideas, but I'll wait till after I see the movie tonight to fully talk about them. But yeah. So anyways, that's going to wrap it up for the Godzilla Rewatch. Thank you all so much for watching, by the way. I really, really appreciate it. This rewatch, it was a crazy, daunting task to go back and rewatch every single Godzilla film leading up to the new movie. But I did it. And this anime trilogy, yeah, it sucks. But you know what? Going from like the worst Godzilla movie and just kind of rewatching this, lowering the bar so much before I see the new film, I think it's going to help. I think it's going to help in terms of the quality of the new movie. It's going to make the new movie seem so much better because I'm like, wow, I went from this dumpster fire to this really epic movie. So that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping I'll come away loving King of the Monsters. I'm sure I will. I've seen the passion. I've seen the visuals. I hope it does really well. It's important that this movie does well because I want to get more movies within the MonsterVerse. And if this movie like just kind of does okay, but then again, maybe it'll take the Godzilla vs. Kong boost, like kind of like how the MCU was when they were doing their Phase 1 movies, where it was like they were hits, but they weren't like mega hits. But then the Avengers came out, which in this case would be like Godzilla vs. Kong, and then that really blew the door open for this universe. So that's what I'm kind of hoping happens. So even if King of the Monsters does well, but not like mega gargantuan blockbuster levels, I'm hoping Godzilla vs. Kong does that. And then from there we get, several more MonsterVerse movies stateside. It all depends on the success of this film and then, the one afterwards to see if we get more MonsterVerse movies. So if we get that, we're in good shape. Hopefully that's the case. Everybody go check out Godzilla King of the Monsters. I'd say skip the anime trilogy, but if you do like the anime trilogy, let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below so we can chat about it some more. I personally don't. I can't stomach watching them anymore. I just don't. The cult thing with Ghidorah, it just rubbed me the wrong way. His form looks awful. The CGI is bad. It's the worst looking King Ghidorah ever. I just can't stomach it. I just don't want to watch it anymore. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. We can talk about it some more. Hit the bell for notifications. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you all so much for joining me in this entire journey of the Godzilla Rewatch. Come back later on. We're going to do some King of the Monsters videos. I'm going to have several King of the Monsters videos. I'm going to be on some live chats, live streams, all chatting about the movie. I'm going to get a bunch of YouTubers involved. It's going to be fucking nuts. So, yeah, it's going to be a crazy weekend of Godzilla content. I hope you're all looking forward to it. I know I am. And, yeah, hard to believe we're finally here. The time has finally come to talk about Godzilla King of the Monsters. Oh, man, I can't freaking wait. Everything's just going to be so beautiful, epic. I've listened to the score. I've read the MonsterVerse graphic novel prequels or whatever, and there's just so much content. I can't keep up with it. Right now I'm on a video, almost burnt out on video, so I'm going to have to probably after this weekend, I'm going to have to take a little bit of a breather because I'm just... when you do so many videos in such a short span of time, you just kind of become exhausted and it just becomes a bit of a chore. So I may go on a little bit of a video break soon, but we'll maybe just a quick little breather, maybe once a week or something. Because like I said, when you do over 60 something videos in such a short span, I think at this point it'll be 70 videos since between April and May. That's a lot. That's a lot of freaking videos. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this rewatch. I really appreciate everybody watching this. I know I'm just kind of rambling on here, but I kind of like these moments. It's I'm talking to myself, letting things out, and yeah, fucking King of the Monsters. Oh shit, I'm so hyped. I'm seeing it twice tonight. I know that's weird to say, but actually, no, it's not weird to say. No, I'm just super excited. It's the first time I've seen a movie twice in one night since The Avengers back in 2012. But The Avengers, that was a different story because with that movie, I went to the midnight. That's back when they did midnight showings. I went right after school, and then obviously I went like later on that night. But with this one, it's just gonna be like super, like right at 4 o'clock, and then I have another screening at like 10 o'clock to see. But there'll be a little gap in between. But I'm super amped up. I'm super excited. I can't wait. It's gonna be amazing. So thank you all so much for watching. Once again, the Godzilla Rewatch was a daunting task, going from the original Gojira to like one of the arguably the best to arguably the worst in the franchise, and then like leading up to hopefully the best King of the Monsters. And it was a daunting task, but I really appreciate everybody joining along with me. So yeah, all right, this has gone on long enough. Let me know your thoughts down below. Chat about it some more. I gotta go take care of some stuff. Thank you all so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Have a good one. Go see Godzilla King of the Monsters. It's gonna be fucking epic, and I said fucking epic because it's not just epic, it's fucking epic. So yes, here we go. Subscribe, King of the Monsters. We'll chat about it some more. Take care now. Bye bye then. I'll see you all next time. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, but one more thing. It's bullshit. No Ifukube music in this anime trilogy. Fuck that. And then I'll leave you on that. Where's the Ifukube music? Give me that. Couldn't even give me that anime trilogy. So yeah, that's a disappointment. But hopefully King of the Monsters isn't. So yeah. Take care now. Bye bye then. I'll see you later.